Welcome back to another gamelog vlog where we don't just collect and buy a lot of games, but we also play and beat them. At the minute, we're working the way through the Ratchet and Clank series. Yesterday we finished off Ratchet 2 and Ratchet 3, so today we move on to Ratchet Gladiator or Deadlocked or whatever. I don't even think it's got Clank in. It's a bit weird. I don't even know if it technically counts because there seems to be a bit of arguments about that and a few of the other ones that are upcoming, and I had to do a whole thing to actually be able to play it. I'll tell you about that shortly, but first, we have had a CEX Lottery. As you can see, it's open because I've looked, but let me just show you what we got and talk you through it, shall we? CEX Lottery time. So in here we have The Godfather, the Don's edition, which is from, I was going to get it in Telford the other day because I spotted it behind the counter. It was £55, so it's a pretty expensive PS3 game at this point. I was under the impression that The Godfather was a PlayStation 2 game, but people were like, oh no, there's the Don's edition on PlayStation 3, so well, now we've got it. So I've got The Godfather 1 and 2. And I've got a bit of an itch to play more crime games this year. Earlier on this year, or like a month ago now, I don't know, I played through Saints Row 1, 2, 3 and 4. I've never played the Mafia games, so I'm thinking I'll do those as my next crime game because I've got the definitive edition of those. And at some point I'll play through all the Grand Theft Auto games, not including 1 and 2. But I need to work out the best ways of actually playing them in modern day because it's not exactly straightforward to play the old PlayStation 2 ones. I know that I could put the disc in, but they don't look as good as doing things and magic. Okay, time to begin Ratchet Gladiator, also known as Ratchet Deadlocked, also known as Ratchet 4. I don't really know what went on with this game, but I know that it's a bit weird when it comes to the franchise's canon or something like that. I'm playing it on a PS3, and the way that I had to do this was a little bit out of the ordinary. So this is a PlayStation 2 game that didn't receive a re-release for any of the other systems yet. It's kind of bound to the PlayStation 2. But on the PlayStation 3 PlayStation market and none of the others, it is available for purchase, which kind of odd. However, with the PlayStation 3, you can't add funds to your wallet anymore. You can't buy games on the PlayStation 3 anymore. What you have to do is you have to use a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation Network, like on your PC, to manually add in money to that wallet to then purchase things on the PlayStation 3. So that's how I got Ratchet Gladiator. Alternatively, if you guys are playing on a PS5 and don't mind the whole PlayStation Plus streaming thing, you can just stream it there. It works like that. But I don't like the streaming thing because it kicks you out after a certain amount of time of being idle. And the way that I play games, I tend to pause, go talk to the dog or my partner or whatever. So yeah, let's begin Ratchet Gladiator. I presume that Clank isn't in this one, so yeah, strange. Ratchet 4 looks weird. Okay, can I... Whoa, what was this? That's not the strafing I'm used to. How do I strafe? How do I strafe? I mean, I'm kind of just strafing already. This is very different. And I'm a transformer now. And the UI is different. And I tell you before, right, is that when I play different games, it's always very strange seeing how things have changed as I move through franchises. This is a classic example of that for sure, where each of these games has had a very different user interface, and this is the first one that's felt very different overall. I think this might have been the first one that wasn't made by Insomniac. I want to see his face. We're in some cool armor. I want to see his face. He's got a Power Rangers battleizer. But the fact that firing is now on R1 means that all of my like jet jump, reach jump and all that sort of thing are different. I don't know. This is so weird. Oh, there you go. Hello. You got some gnashes on you. I knew some people that had teeth like that. Good times. So, controls are very different, but the one benefit of firing being on R1 now is that strafing is way easier, because before, you had to take your stick off the thumb to fire. You had to take your thumb off the stick to fire. Whereas now you don't have to do that. Strafing's built in, rather than having to hold left and right trigger at the same time to lock on and strafe. It's very different. Right, what's he saying? I want to get tasered. We've been through this. It'd be fun. It's been like 8 years since I last got zapped. Do it again. College was fun, what can I say? College 8 years ago? No, college was 9 years ago. Christ, I'm getting old. Oh. Bye. I'm sure we'll have a fight with you in a giant robot suit at some point. Magma cannon. Oh, so the magma cannon's like the shot cannon from before. Okay. Do we still have like 5 versions of every gun? Maybe. We have 10 health. I don't know if the game looks worse or what, because obviously it is a PS2 game, and I don't think it's got like a retexture for PS3, whereas the Ratchet trilogy was a PS3 remaster. Oh, there's Clank. Hey, Clank. Thought you weren't in this. Old buddy, old pal. You know, driving around like a spider mech reminds me of Black Ops 2, because they had so many like walker robots in that game. And it's so funny how that was set in 2025, and we are literally like 5 months away from there. It's... Time's flying. Time's flying. I remember a decade ago when people were like, yeah, Back to the Future 2 is set in the future. And that was like 2014, 2013, something like that. We're all getting old. Like, the future of Back to the Future is a decade ago now. How did that happen? When did that happen? Let's focus on that robot up there, shall we? Because he's hurting me. But it's funny how every time we see anything in the future, it's always a lot more high-tech than we really have. We ain't got flying cars. We'll never have flying cars. It wouldn't be very useful. Then somehow still find a way to be traffic. Hell, trains don't... These days, trains don't really work as well as they used to, let alone futuristic tech. Like, on what planet? Okay, moving on. I believe that this is a boss, although there's no formal health bar. My guns are like level 4 because they're all I've used, and I'm pretty sure that they're more powerful than they should, because I keep having vehicle sections where getting out and using the guns is quicker than using the lasers built into the car, and that almost is never supposed to be the thing. The built-in strafe in this game makes it so much easier. Oh, now they're level 5, even more damage. Is that max level? Because in previous Ratchet games that was the max level for the guns. Also, something I don't like about this game is that they've put the hook shot thing onto just regular fire button without equipping it. So sometimes I jump to use the hook shot and it fires the gun and I just fall to my death and have to redo the whole level. That's annoying. But I can tell that this game is going to be short, because I think the entire game is just a series of these sort of like mini challenge levels. Oh, brilliant. And yeah, it's weird how as these games so far have got on, they've become more and more linear. I'm pretty sure that this... I need to Google it to find out exactly the answer to these questions, but I'm pretty sure that Ratchet 4 was not made by Insomniac, whereas the other 3 so far were. And I think Size Matters, the next one, also wasn't. I need to Google this. I don't know. Getting 20 years worth of Ratchet story over the space of a few days. Or at least it will be by the time I'm done. Although if the games get any longer, then we'll be here for weeks. We'll see. Am I done? No, one more. Well, no, way more than one more. This is a lot easier than some of the racing missions from Ratchet 1, that's for sure. Did that count? Oh dear. Oh dear. We just did a 180 in midair. Oh Christ, that was a jump. Hopefully that didn't... I don't know, are we on a time limit or not? I mean, there is a 40-second timer, but it's very lenient. Actually, it keeps going up every time we get one. Yeah, you'd have to really screw that up to fail. Oh no, big giant robot boss. Let's see how long this lasts against my rather overpowered... Oh Christ, that's quite the salvo. Is that his health bar on the right that's nearly gone? I think it was. He's flying away. Where you going, fella? Oh, that was harder than anything in Elden Ring. Okay, I'm sure he'll be back in a moment. But I bought the freeze mod and I put it on the Vipers, and the Vipers are at level 5, nearly level 6, and now just they're even stronger. This is definitely a lot more mindless than any of the other Ratchet games so far. Like, I couldn't tell you anything that's happened in the last 10 minutes. It's all just been a haze, because I've been walking forward and holding R1 and just progressing that way, because nothing else seems to matter. Although, I do run out of ammo a lot, so I'm trying to tap fire on the little fellas. But we didn't take out the big robot. We were told to take the big robot out. We didn't. I killed 29 things in a minute. I'd love to know how many things I've killed across every game I've ever played in my entire life, because it quite literally is possibly millions and millions. Ruby, you have brutalised this turtle. This turtle had 4 limbs when we got it. How long ago did we get this turtle? 3 days? 4 days?
I gave it her on
Also,
Saturday.
there appears to be half a smile missing. So she's pulled off that
lol.
she's pulled that off and eaten it too. You say lol in real life, really? Find something tall, jump. Ruby, do you want it? Well, if you want it, I want a paw. I want the other paw. I want the other paw. I want the other paw. No. Other paw. No. Don't look at her, she ain't giving it you. That'll do. Here you go. We're off to watch The Boys now, bye. Well, I can't wait to be nearly 30 when Season 5 comes out. Hopefully Season 5, has things happen a little bit more than Season 4.
You could feasibly be 28.
I will be 28.
Well, if it comes up
How old was I when this started? It's been 5 years already.
2019.
I was 21, and I'm going to be nearly 30 when this is done.
Disgusting.
And there will still only be like 30 episodes in total. Like, if that. What's 8 times 5? 40. There'll be 40 episodes when this is done. In nearly a decade. Is that okay? I don't think that's okay. So what are my overall thoughts on The Boys Season 4? I think it could have been 4 episodes, rather than 8. I think there was 4 episodes worth of plot progression and another 4 episodes worth of let's just try and shock people and play as hard as we possibly can into the whole anti-woke, whatever, the woke, you know what they're doing, that thing. But I just want to tell a good story. It's all I care about, is tell a good story, have good characters, have things actually progress. And in that episode, the final episode of the season, they did. I swear, the next season has to just be all killer, no filler. There has to be none of this, just every episode of the next season for this to end well. If there's going to be 8 more episodes until the entire show is done, there's that many things going on that every episode has got to be just no filler, no 20-minute jaunts over with side characters that don't matter, or scenes where they're just playing it up for shock value because, here's an example of shock value that works and shock value that doesn't. Spoilers for the end of The Boys Season 4. Butcher walking in and tendrilling Victoria Newman to death is shock factor, it's very gory, it's good, because it plays to the plot of the show, it makes sense, it's what Joe Kessler wanted, it shows us how he beat Ezekiel, 4 episodes ago. That makes sense. The shock factor with the human centipede scene earlier on in the season, or just what else? The episode where Huey was web weaver, stuff like that. That's just for a look at us, look how shocking we are, aren't we really gross? There was a lot of that this season. I would love to know, in world, how much time has passed since season 1. Because like I say, if the next season's 2026, it'll have been 7 years in total of The Boys. And some of these characters, are they going to do a time skip? Because Ryan's actor is going to look very different in 2 more years' time, for sure. He just is. A lot of these younger people, some of the characters that are playing young people already are not that young. I don't know how old Huey is supposed to be in world, but I imagine that Jack Quaid is in his mid-30s at least. Something that I really hope they don't do is keep leaning into the whole Sister Sage winning every single time because aren't I so smart? That is the problem with her powers is that it's very playground, I made the game, I make the rules, and therefore I always win sort of thing, where she can just always be written to win because her power is I'm the smartest. You just be like, oh no, I knew you were going to do that, you know what I mean? I really hope that at some point that Ryan gets a Gohan moment where he snaps and, I don't know, stands toe-to-toe in some way against Homelander. That'd be cool. But again, I think they'd need a time skip for him to be able to do that. But at this point, he might be going dark side too because he killed Mallory. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to have dinner and keep playing Ratchet, so yeah. I just put a new upgrade on my guns that turns things into explosives. So not only is my pistol Vipers, whatever the hell they're called, level 9 now, and just infinitely stronger than every other weapon in the game so far, but they make things explode now too. Or at least they did a little bit. I've not really worked out the full utility. The mod cost 100,000 bolts and I had 300,000 because I've just not been buying stuff.
But it seems to be working out pretty well. Maybe it'll save me some ammo, because I do rinse through ammo with these things. But we are powerhouse in this game. Like, it's so linear compared to all the others. How do we progress here? I've gone the wrong way, that's how. Is it as good as the other Ratchet games? No, probably not, because it feels like it's kind of a Ratchet and Clank game in one aspect of the gameplay only. Like, the levels are a bit plain. There's like next to no platforming, and half the tools and gadgets are missing, and all the side stuff and the characters. But like, the run and gun stuff's here. It's a weird one. Yeah, look, this gun now turns people into sheeps and ducks, and then they explode. Apparently, we got a turret section. We're in the mid-2000s. There must be a turret section. To be fair, this game has had lots of turret stuff, because it has the whole dread challenges that you have to do to unlock the next planets, and it's always something to do with screwing a bolt, screwing your mum, doing a turret section, blowing something up. Here's what it is. Like I say, this... If I had to describe Ratchet 4, Deadlocked, Gladiator, whatever you want to call it, mindless would be the word. It's not a bad game. It's been fun. I think we're about 3/4 of the way through based on the planet list, presuming that once the planet list is exhausted that we are done. But the gameplay loop has not been very, expansive. All of the other Ratchet games, as you progress through, the way you deal with things tends to change, and you get more methods and things like that. Here, I don't think there's been a new weapon unlock in a few hours, and none of them have mattered because of how powerful the starting weapons really are versus everything else, which, to be fair, is a bit of a problem that the other games have had as well, where towards the end of the game especially, a lot of the weapons become so useless. Like the Heavy Lancer, I think, in the second game, where you started with that, just was awful by the end. I used the Meteor Cannon the whole time. I missed that lava gun already. I really missed the lava gun. It's such a different style of game. I wonder, will the rest of the games go back to normal? I'm pretty sure that Ratchet Size Matters is up next, which is another weird one, so it would be 2 weird ones in a row. But then after that we're into the PS3 era, whereas the first 5 games or so that I will have played are all PlayStation 2 games. So, yeah, here's what it is. This is taking a while. There we go. Give me stuff. Are you telling me that was only 1:40? It felt way longer than that. Something that Ratchet Gladiator keeps doing is during the tournament levels, it makes you use a weapon that the game forces you to use versus just what you want to use, which is good, because otherwise I would never have used half of these weapons, because my pistols, my Vipers, whatever the hell they're called, the dual SMGs, are so overpowered at this point that they just destroy everything quicker than any of my other guns can keep up with. So levels like this, where I'm being forced to use random weapons, I don't mind. Oh, it's changed again. We are fully... It's like playing a randomizer mod. The Hunter Mine Launcher. The only thing that I wished was that the XP you got from using the weapons counted. Like right now, this isn't leveling up my weapon. I wished it was, because then I'd have more incentive to, use it in the real levels. Whereas in the real levels, I'll just use my pistols because they're better. Because they are just better. Like this thing would be dead 15 seconds ago, rather than me strafing around it. Like, bro, get dropped. We done? The magma cannon. So this is a weapon that I actually use. So, will be pretty powerful. Maybe it's one of them where the XP counts if you have already bought the weapon, but because I hadn't bought the weapon, it didn't count. That's probably it. Like, this is counting right now, I'm pretty sure. Right. But still, this magma cannon is still nowhere near as strong as, like, the Vipers. And this is a shotgun. Or equivalent. The Arbiter. So what's this one do? This a rocket launcher? I think it's a rocket launcher. We need to get this Scorpion from God of War 3 down. Yeah, that dropped it pretty quick. At least you get infinite ammo during these segments too. It'd be very annoying if you didn't. I wonder if the controls are going to go back to normal as well when you move to the next Ratchet games, because the controls here are very, very different than Ratchet 1 through 3. We'll see. Bro, this is taking a while longer than I thought it would. I mean, round 5 of 6, I suppose. Here we go. So now I've got my main weapons back. I have bouncing bullets, I freeze people in place. I barely even have to look at enemies and they just can't mess with me. Like... Wow, that round was really 3 guys. Okay. quick break from playing so that I can have my protein bar of the day. We're going with a chocolate Easter egg layered bar once again. If you use my protein, and if you go to the gym you should, use code KALE, send me screenshots of any orders you make over on Instagram at KalePT, because they give me a £200 voucher to send out to somebody that does every month. Cheers. I do believe that this is our final fight of Ratchet and Clank Gladiator, Ratchet and Clank Deadlock, Ratchet and Clank 4, Ratchet Deadlock, whatever you want to call this game. And, yeah. It's only 11 o'clock. I've got pushed into lava. That's great. It's only 11 o'clock, so there's a decent chance that we'll be starting Ratchet & Clank Size Matters today, depending on how long it takes to install. Because I'll have to install... Actually, it should be pretty quick to install, so that should be fine, because it's only going to be a small game and it gets old. Oh god, my health. Just got to take this floaty thing down. Should I really be focusing on him right now? Should I be focusing on the ads? And then he comes down. Is this one of them? That happens a lot. I just took so much damage here, I'm going to focus on dropping all the things. Ain't no way that's the move here. Do I have... My fusion rifle's supposed to be pretty strong. Moderately. Just gotta dodge and weave and bob and dodge and weave and bob and dodge. Come on. This whole game's been the easiest one so far, so it can't be anywhere near as hard as some of the other fights. Do the spider things spawn in infinitely, or can I take them out and then deal with him? Although I do have bouncy rounds, so like they'll home in on him anyway, I think. I don't know. Just got to be careful. That slowdown. The slowdown's actually been helpful more than once. Like when things are really kicking off and I need to focus more. The game slowing down's been helpful. Nope. Could do some health drops. All these ads give me health, you know? Make it fair. Typically that's what the game would do. Same thing with ammo. Like you can't be giving me this many enemies to take down and not giving me the bullets to deal with them. Especially when there is a boss as well. Like, come on. Oh, brilliant. Like, I'm out of ammo for my main weapon already. Oh dear. At least if it takes me a few tries, my weapons will level up and deal more damage as the fights go on. Even if it is a battle of attrition a little bit. I'm now one shot, so, you know, I have no faith. And he's only on half health. See? Weapon leveled up and all that. Nice. Little bit more damage. At no point has anyone dropped me any health, which I think is rather unfair. Like, just then. And that's the end. Right. I'll be back when this is done. Ain't no way am I going to film like a 10-minute boss fight. All these boss fights in these games are so long. Or at least the end of the game. Right, there we go. The end of... whatever the hell this Ratchet game was called. Ratchet 4, Ratchet Deadlock, Ratchet Gladiator, Ratchet and Clank 17. I don't know. It was a weird one. That did say Insomniac, didn't it? Why was this one so different to all of the others? Was this one created in less time? What was the story behind why Ratchet Gladiator, Ratchet Deadlock, whatever, is such a weird game compared to the other three? Like, it completely changed pretty much everything about the game besides the shooting. And even the mechanics of that were changed a lot. I wonder, will it go back? I presume it will. Because from when I was searching which ones of these games I was supposed to play and which I wasn't, a lot of people said that this is a very skippable game. So, yeah. But it's 11:36, so we will start Ratchet Size Matters tonight once I've got it installed. But for now, let's get this one put on the game log. So we've got Ratchet... Gladiator on the log on the 18th 7 2024, which brings us up to what did I just do? Cock something up, there we go. Brings us up to 17 games beaten this month so far. 17 games in 18 days is not bad. And 61 games this year so far. Next up is Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, the 5th Ratchet game. But before I start Size Matters, I need to take the dog out for a last wee, and she wants a cuddle. Come here then. Come here, my little sausage. What are you staring at? Come here. You know you like looking at the camera. Come on. Come on. Ruby. Over here. Come here. What are you doing? Ruby. Ruby, the battery needs a charge on the camera. We ain't got time for this, love. Come here. Stop sitting over there. No, it's fine. I'll wait. It's not like there's a blanket laid out for you and everything. This dog doesn't know how easy she's got life. She's got 2 stay-at-home parents. Ruby. Are you itchy? Have you got nits? You little nitty. Oh, you didn't like being called a nitty, did you? Come here. Rubes, what's this? What's this? Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff. Here she comes. Here she comes. Hello. Sausage. Little sausage. Little sausage. Oi. Why are you so nitty? What's up? Want to scratch? I can help. It's fine. Ruby. She's a very small dog. She weighs 4 kilos. Very small little sausage. Fully grown though. 10 months old now. Right, I'll take her out and then we'll go start size matters. It should have installed by now. It's only about 3 gigabytes, I think. Okay, time to begin Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. Now, I'm playing this on the recently released PlayStation 5 version, and despite that, I'm pretty sure it is a PSP game. So I'm playing a PSP game on a 77-inch OLED TV on a PS5, which seems strange to me. It's got this, it's the weird emulation-y stuff that Sony has with their stuff. Look, we can rewind. That's interesting. Like, if not a little bit cheaty. I don't know what to expect with this game because obviously it's a PSP game. I originally wasn't going to do it, but I was like, well, it's only 4.5 hours, so it's not going to take that long. I might as well. So, yeah, let's begin Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. I mean, I've played the God of War PSP games loads, and they were fine. So hopefully this is also fine. But going from PS3 to PS5, you wouldn't expect graphics to go backwards, but obviously they definitely will have, because it's a PSP game. And then I think we're on to the actual PS3 games, because the PS3 games I were playing with PS2 games, and it's all confusing, but see you in a bit. Okay, first impressions of Ratchet and Clank Size Matters on PS5 is it feels immediately we're back to like Ratchet and Clank 1 controls, where no lock-on. Can I side strafe? Can I strafe? Is there a strafe? I feel like Ratchet without strafing is hard. Very hard. It took me most of my first playthrough to get to the point where I was strafing on Ratchet 1, so like, to have played all of these and no longer have strafing. Oh god, I don't think there's strafing. This is this is gonna be... I need to get through this game as quick as I can and get back to the real Ratchet games, hopefully without losing my mind. What? Okay. Oh, hello. Are you friendly? You didn't look friendly. Why? Oh, God. Oh, it really feels like we've gone backwards here. It's interesting that it fills the screen. I didn't expect it to fill the screen, being as, you know, PSP game, and aspect ratios being different and all that, but whatever. And he's got his original wrench again. We literally just came off of Ratchet Gladiator, where bro looked like a Terminator, and now we're back to just iconic Ratchet. Okay. Moving on. Okay, guys, good news. You can strafe in Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. It just... You have to change a setting, because it was trying to... It told me to strafe using the directional pad, and I was like, I've not... we ain't playing Silent Hill here. And then, a bit after that, it was like, if you hate these controls and wish them to go away, go into the settings, and then there's a button in there that will let you do it with traditional controls. And I'm like, oh, thanks. At least they thought ahead. I wonder, was that in the original game on PSP? I mean, I suppose on PSP the D-pad would have been way better. I don't own a PSP. I was always a DS kid. Or, well, I was a Game Boy kid before a DS kid, but yeah. I am thankful that colour is back in the game. Because there's been no colour in Ratchet Gladiator. All of the worlds were very dingy and grey and boring, so despite this being PSP graphics blown up on this telly, things are looking prettier, I suppose. Well, just not the cutscenes. We won't talk about those though. You know, this Size Matters game is the most like Ratchet and Clank. I didn't read the instructions. I need to stop skipping the instructions for these things. This is the most like Ratchet and Clank. The controls are awful. Oh my god, the controls are awful. I move the stick a little bit and I fling to the left. Oh my god. You can tell this was not made for a PS5 and was made for a PSP. Oh god. Oh god. How do we go faster? Should I use the D-pad for this? I feel like it's finer controls. I feel like I should probably use the D-pad for this. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, this is the most like a Ratchet and Clank game they've been in a few. We got sections where you go back and play as Clank. You got sections where you gotta navigate in different directions around the planet. You gotta the hook shot's back on its own weapon. Oh my god, this is awful. This is god awful. How do I? Is there not a jump button? Oh, there is a boost. There you go. And I went too high. That was my bad for not actually, you know, listening in any way to the controls. I'll figure that out myself. Go away. Oh god. Okay. So there is also a jump. We're in 4th place, so this has not gone well. It's not looking good for the win. But no, the controls are still awful. You need fuel. Collect fuel. That was only lap 1. Oh my god. To be fair, I do need fuel. I need, like, my actual car needs fuel. I should do that tomorrow. But I'm not planning on any CEX trips for a while that require driving. And I don't drive anywhere else besides the gym, and that's not exactly a distance drive, is it? I'm back in 1st place. Why can't I jump sometimes? Oh my god. This is the slowest race ever. I feel like everything's in slow motion. Oh my god. Bro! Just zoom! You got the zoom zoom button. And the zoom zoom button don't know... Oh, why does it fling me so far? Oh my god. One skill issue will get you blocked, by the way, children. One. Even one. Zero tolerance policy on this. We ain't saying brain rot words older than the games that I'm playing. Absolutely not. I wish there was a, I don't know, put your foot down button. Like, lean forward a little bit, bro. We go a bit quicker. It just is so weird. Like, I can't explain it, but you hold left for just a second and it flings you. It's almost as if we're on a binary grid. Like that one skydiving segment from Shattered Dimensions, not Shattered Dimensions, the other one, Edge of Time. I think we might be. This might actually be that. Why is blue bad and red good? That's never the rule in anything ever. Right, come on. We're in 1st place again. Despite all that, this is a very lenient race. Like, if I wasn't cocking this up, we would have won so easily. Right, come on. Through the zoom zoom. Close enough. It counted. I cannot believe we've actually managed to get 1st place so far. This is still my 1st attempt on this race. If we win this race, despite all my cock-ups, this is the easiest race in any Ratchet Clank game ever. Because some of them have been genuinely difficult. As if I won. Well, this screams boss fight, doesn't it? Come on then. I just brought a new gun. It's called Mongo. Oh dear. Is this the lava gun from the other games? It could be. The lava gun is probably my favourite weapon in these games. Nearly out of ammo with it. He really doesn't like it when you stand in his face and melt his little balls. It's like Barney the dinosaur if Barney the dinosaur was Well, he lived in my town. How much health does that deal? What's the range on this like? Okay, let's... Okay, chill out. Right, let's switch to the lacerator and finish this off legit, shall we? Nice. Bye-bye, Mungo. You know, these levels are lasting way longer than I would have thought. Like, shockingly so. New armor. Yay. Sludge Mark 9. There's an armor system. It's not an automatic changeover. I presume that until we have all the pieces, though, we get no special effect. We don't even wear armor in cutscenes. Bro just nutted it, literally. I'd kick you across a field, you little... I tell you what, Size Matters so far has been the most creative Ratchet game. Like, we've been playing through this dreamscape level for a bit now, and right now there's a giant Clank that's trying to murder us, and we can't do much about it other than run away and hope for the best. Although I keep getting hit, and I swear to God, I will not get hit. Trust me, I won't. Magical PlayStation 5 powers, don't you dare. Because this has been going on for way too long now, because this is one of them where we're not supposed to win the fight, we're just supposed to avoid the fight for a while. But I feel like I've been avoiding the fight for quite some time now. Are we done? Are we done, fella? Because this level's been long, and I'd like to go back to reality now, where I've got weapons and fun times, and there are rules. But this would definitely have been a good PSP game. Like, I've only ever played 3. This is my 3rd PSP game ever, and considering it's a handheld console, they'd have both all been a lot better than some of the DS games that I would have played as a kid, besides, you know, Pokemon. Oh no, we're doing it again. Oh, I don't want to race again. Oh, right, what were the controls for these silly races? Not that. Actually, that would have been fine. Although, if it's anything like that first race, we should win this pretty easily. Don't make me use PlayStation 5 powers. I will not hesitate to use PlayStation 5 powers in something like this. Stop it. The controls for this are disgusting. Just awful. Just awful, bro. Just get out of my face. As if we're technically first. Well, we were. What are we doing here? Racing in slow motion? I suppose the PSP couldn't handle render distances quick enough to do anything more than this. Oh, we're in first place all of a sudden. What path are we even going the right way? No. Whose bright idea was it to put in slower downer things rather than faster goers? I don't understand. How am I in 4th place now? What is going on? Now I'm in 1st place. How close is this race? Where are we even going? Where's the lamb sauce? Why the hell is Size Matters so difficult? Everything hits me like a truck, and I hit everything like nothing. Like, there doesn't seem to be much point in actually leveling up my health, because it doesn't matter, because I'm always 2 to 3 shots regardless. Like, I'm gonna my gun right now is as high level as it can be. It'll do the max damage it's possibly capable of doing, right? And you're watching me empty my entire stock of ammunition into this health bar to lose what? Less than a quarter? Less than a third. That's my main damage gun empty. Okay, let's move to the next one, the incinerator, which is a close range weapon only. So how are we even going to hit her with that? When, you know, this boss fight functions through running at me. Right, that does more damage. That's good. And we got run over. You know what? Nope. I'm not taking that damage. PS5 powers. Sorry. Nope, not taking that damage either. PS5 powers. Sorry. Nope. What am I... The bar behind how close you need to stand with this weapon is not very clear. I'll take that damage. Fine. I'll run out of ammo before she's dead anyway, so what's the point? Nope. This is just balls, man. Like, you really can't... What damaged me there, bro? I was further away from her than my nan is from being alive. Shut up. Too soon, maybe? Less than a year? I don't know. Nope. Let's go Agents of Doom. They're supposed to be like really strong, aren't they? Whereas before I threw 6 of them at the what's the word? At an enemy and it did nothing because that was great. I will literally. Now I'm using the shotgun. Look at the damage I'm doing, guys. Look at all this damage. This is so fun. Christ. Imagine that this is the first Ratchet game we got on PlayStation 5. The kids on TikTok are going to say that because I don't like this one boss fight, that why am I bothering playing the entire franchise? Because clearly I shouldn't play bad games, right? Apparently. I don't know. The acid bomb glove. Chuck that at her. It's not going to do anything, so what's the point? Let's go over here and get this ammo. Give me ammo. What did I just take damage for? Oh, ammo for the concussion gun. Great, the gun that doesn't do any damage. Fantastic. Notice how we still haven't even done half health yet. Back to the concussion gun, I guess, because it gave me ammo. Why not? Oh, this is thrilling. Oh, Agents of Doom ammo. That can't even hit her. I jumped then, but whatever. See? Back to the incinerator, I guess, with the little ammo I have left. At least that does damage. Did I just take damage just then? Yep. I don't know how far away I can stand with the incinerator and still hit her. The answer's not very. I'll be back when this is fucking done, because I'm done. The enemies in this game are way, way too tanky. I shouldn't have to empty literally my entire ammo capacity into little minions to drop them. Like, I've got 120 shots. Right now, we're just emptying it into these. Not that it matters. I'm not taking any of that damage. No, that was all bollocks. None of the guns actually do anything. I can't wait for this game to be over and move on to the next one. It's annoying me because I'm playing at like 3 in the morning right now. And I want to get this game finished today because I know that there's only like 2 more levels left. So that tomorrow I wake up positive, going, right, we're on to like the next great Ratchet game, rather than this pilot. Because Christ, it's been bad. Still just haven't taken down a single enemy, by the way. All of that ammo and nothing. What should we use next? The B-Mine Glove, let's chuck out all of them. They're homing, so don't really need to be accurate. We'll just chuck them all out and see if it takes anyone out. It won't, because it's just awful, isn't they? Oh, we're dead. No, we're not. I refuse. Nope. Still getting chased around by these 3. Just took more damage. There's no feedback in this game, none whatsoever. Oh look, one guy finally dropped. Nope, not taking that damage. You know, there's a real genuine chance that the melee might be better than any of the guns in this game, because all of the guns are just piss weak. Fully upgraded, they do nothing. Agents of Doom, in the first game they were like your like secret weapon, they were your overpowered choice, that's why you only get 6 of them. Let's throw them out, shall we? Let's see how they do. Versus, notice how these 3 little fellas are still running after me. My Agents of Doom, have they done anything? I've now chucked out all 6 Agent of Dooms. Can't do a thing. Can't do a thing. Nothing. Just basic ass enemies. I think we finally... Oh, no, I died again. Not having it. Let's go get some health. Not that health matters. You get 3 shot by anything anyway, so what's the point? What is the point of upgrades when everything... It's just shit, man. Oh, I should have skipped this game. I knew I should have skipped this game. The only gun that does any damage is the one that... Literally, the only gun that does damage is the incinerator. And you have to be so close to enemies, and the hitboxes are so awful. Can we move to the next room now, please? Thanks. And a checkpoint. You just gotta love how, even with a rocket launcher, enemies at this point are like 2 to 3 shots. With the rocket launcher, just basic fodder enemies where it's throwing tons of them at me all at once. Great, my TV's about to turn itself off. That's brilliant. Hang on. No. Right. The camera in this PSP game has been awful. You can't move it up and down, only left to right. So it's a very narrow view. I feel like the angle that you're viewing the screen at... Was that my fault, that death? Was that my fault? Nope. Not having it. Come on. Look at all this damage for every single enemy, because this is fun. Oh, dead. Control the camera with L1 and R1 as well, by the way. And sometimes the camera just moves on its own accord. Dead! What is the camera? The camera is locked onto someone behind a wall. Like, it's locking onto... What is... Bruv. Dead. Haha, not this time. I need to use the PDA so that I can... Dead! Dead! Buy ammo. To switch back to use another gun that's just awful. Okay, no, I'm done with this. Because the lock-on feature is locking onto things through walls, so I can't actually hit them. Dead! 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 Children's game, by the way. Dead. 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 I have said it once, I'll say it again. I've said it a million times. Souls games, easy compared to hard, old games. Old games are hard through jank, through lack of balancing, through things unforeseen, through just having to make things difficult. Because otherwise the game is 3 hours. That's how games used to be difficult. So when people say Souls are hard, no. No, they're not. Okay, final boss of... Size Matters? Ratchet and Clank Size Matters, yeah, that's the one. What? That didn't even hit me. Nope. Not having it. Not having it. This game's been bullshit the entire way through. So how do I get you out of shield mode then, bro? Just die! Bro, the hitboxes. The hitboxes on every one of his attacks are delusional. I would just like to point out he's one-shotting me with literally everything he does. No. No. As if he's just got that entire shield back. No way, man. This is just the worst game I've ever played. This is up there with Devil May Cry 2. This is up there with Dead Space 4. This is abysmal. This is truly abysmal. Why are you playing it then? Say the people on TikTok that don't yet understand the way these playthroughs work yet religiously hate watch loads of them, because apparently that's what they do for some reason. Come on. I'd like to point out that while this method's working, we're going to run out of ammo now. Am I really going to have to take out his shield every single time? No. I just got 4 ammo, did I not? I'll just have to buy more. Really thought that was going to hit me. Come on, bro. What are the kids saying these days? Put the fries in the bag. Is that the latest brain rot? I think it is. Let's get that done. What? No. One's high, one's low, right? But you got to jump over both, otherwise it doesn't work either way. Bro, this is just delusionally bad. Like, I've never played a game with... I've never played something this bad. Nah, right, no. Let's rewind a bit further back, because this is dumb. I tell you now, right? If it wasn't for the fact that I have save states being on PS5, I don't think I'd have beat this game. I think it would have just been too much bullshit. Or I would have beaten it, but it would have... I'd have had several viral videos of me losing my... losing everything. You gotta love how just everything one-shots me. Look how much damage we do, bro. It's so much damage. This is such a good game. Thank God this is included on PlayStation Plus and I didn't actually pay for it, because I would have... I mean, the videos will make more than they cost back, but, you know. Still, bro, how do I dodge that second one? No. 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 I feel like there hasn't been a single final boss in these games yet that has been good. I feel like the final boss in every Ratchet game has been bad. I've loved every Ratchet game up to this one, but every final boss has been bad in all of them. It's like the game doesn't know how to make the boss hard, so it just gives them silly amounts of health. And just every single one of these fights takes like 5-10 minutes. It's crazy. Alright, come on, bro. Let's finish this off. Are we done? And that was the end of Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. Without doubt, the worst one in the franchise. Calling it now. Calling it now. Obviously, I've still got like 8 more games to play through, but that was my 5th one. That was awful. There's a reason that I was told to skip this one, and yeah, nah, bad. Maybe on PSP it wouldn't have been so bad. Actually, it probably would have been worse, because save states were my saving grace. I think without my save states, I'd have lost my rag. But that is 2 Ratchet and Clank games beaten in one day. Let's get it put on the game log, shall we? At least this means tomorrow we can move back to all of the good ones. I'm looking forward to the good ones. I think there's like 2 more that are considered not very good, but other than that, we're all good. So, that is Ratchet and Clank. Why is it not autofilling? Usually that's enough. Hang on. Ratchet and Clank. Really? Clank. Size matters. On the log on the 18th. 07 2024 at 4 in the morning. If anyone can see the bottom right, you guys on TikTok won't be able to, but another one done. That's 2 today. So that means that in the last, since I beat Ratchet and Clank, I don't know what day I began Ratchet and Clank. I think it took me like 3 days to beat Ratchet and Clank 1. It was long, but in the last 4 days, I've now beaten or seen the credits for 5 Ratchet and Clank games. That's pretty cool. So that brings us up to how many games this year? 62. And how many for July? We're having a busy July for beating games. 18 games in 19 days. Nice one, July. Right, I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow for whatever game is next. I need to Google that. See ya. And to you guys on YouTube, it's going to be interesting to see how the videos do. Because at this point, the videos for Ratchet and Clank are going up on TikTok literally like weeks in advance. Like TikTok is still seeing Spider-Man, and it's the 19th, you know? Whereas on YouTube, that was the 9th that they finished, or the 10th, I guess, because it would have gone up the day after probably. But yeah, I'm calling it now. Just you wait. It's interesting, right? I'm talking to you guys. We're having a private chat. When I talk to just the YouTube guys, I'm talking like this to the camera. I feel like I'm talking to like my friends, the people that are on my side. You guys are here. On TikTok, because of the way it works, where you don't choose the videos that pop up, you get a lot of haters all the time, no matter what you do, right? So, in a video that I put up of one of the clips from Spider-Man Shattered Memories, where I was swinging towards the camera, I said in the comments, I was like, I knew that when this video went up, the video got like 500,000 views, and I knew when that video went up what the comments would be like, calling me stupid or insulting me, just hundreds of comments insulting me, trust me. But I literally replied to a few of them saying, I literally knew you were going to comment this, because TikTok commenters are so predictable. They're so easily triggered. It's hilarious. It's why I'm so good at getting views on there. I'm calling it now. So even though it could be ages before they see that video of me, the last like 3 or 4 gaming clips of me losing me rag at the game, I was genuinely angry. But I know that those videos are going to do quite well on TikTok. Calling it now. I don't know how well the Ratchet series is going to do overall, because compared to Spider-Man, it's a much less famous franchise, I suppose. But we'll see. Anyway, you guys, I'm off to bed. It's 10 past 4 in the morning. Wake up tomorrow and start the next Ratchet game. I need to Google what's next. Bye-bye. 2 in 1 day, though, right? 2 in 1 day. Not tomorrow, but today. I didn't think I'd do any 2 in 1 days, because all these games are pretty long, but yeah.